channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So it comes as no surprise that the Acolyte reportedly canceled ahead of season 2, which is not a great shock. This is an article written by Paul Tassi over at Forbes. And to be honest with you, I'm actually glad the show was not renewed. From what I saw of the show and everything like that, it was just a dumpster fire. I did not watch any of it. Didn't want to waste any of my time watching that hot garbage. I'm not like a hardcore Star Wars fan, but I'm a fan still. I've seen The Mandalorian, couple episodes. I think I stopped watching after season 2, and then all the other spin-offs I have not watched them yet. The only one that actually I want to actually watch is Andor. I've heard really great things about Andor, and I just need to get my shit together and watch it. I think I watched maybe like a few minutes of it, and then I stopped at season 1 of Andor, but I need to go back. But anyway, talking about the hot garbage over here. It was one of the most controversial Star Wars project of all time, which is certainly saying something. And now there will be nothing more to debate. It seems Deadline is reporting the Acolyte has been canceled and will not see a second season, something that's been hazy since the series ended. The Acolyte became the center of Star Wars culture while surrounding its casting diversity, woke nature, supposed writing flaws that broke canon. Each episode's bring in some new controversy. It was one of the most reviewed bombed series in probably Disney or Marvel history on Disney Plus, with an 18% audience score and a good, not great, 78% critic, which is crazy that it's still that high for critics. That is the reason why people don't trust critics, because they can't be objective. They are bought and paid for by big corporations, unfortunately. There's still some that are out there that are good. To me, anytime a critic comes out with their review of certain games, I tend not to listen. I go by the fans, what people are actually saying about it. I go to my favorite YouTubers that I like to watch on the daily to see what their opinions are when it comes to games. When it comes to movies, yeah, you can just see clearly, like movies that do extremely well with the fans doesn't really resonate very well with the critics, or they have not been paid off, or it doesn't meet their certain criterias or their biases. So yeah, I'm good on critics when it comes to certain entertainment stuff. Though the anti-Acolyte crowd will no doubt celebrate this as a great story, like Ewoks playing bongos on dead stormtroopers' helmets. The reality here is that this show probably did not have a chance. It has a massive, stupidly massive reported 180 million budget for 8-episode series, when at least that much money was in no way seen on screen. When you spend that much, you want some sort of huge viewership to match. 100% agreed. If you're going to spend that kind of money, you need your returns, you need those eyeballs. But if you're not making something for the fans, which you have garnered throughout the history of Star Wars is a brand that's recognized around the world. If you're not, and to be completely honest, majority of them are men. You know, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever you are, you know, most of the audiences are men. You know, and there are some, I'm not saying that there's no women fans, but the majority is that way. But then you start neglecting your core audience and you're trying to garner new audiences. But unfortunately, those people are not going to turn out like you think they're going to. And it shows right here. The Acolyte did not have that. While there's no official data from Disney, estimates puts its audience as smaller than every other Star Wars series and half of something like Ahsoka at best. Some would just say this is because the show is bad, but it had an absolute mountain to climb, being a series set in a totally unexplored in live action High Republic, which takes place centuries before the Skywalker saga. Seemingly had no connection to it. By the end of it, had a little. It was creating an entirely original story with brand new characters and mere seconds of a few well-placed cameos from Yoda to Darth Plagueis. By the finale, it left many mysteries unsolved, including Plagueis' involvement in all this, the true nature of split conscious twins, further development of characters like Osha and the Stranger. The letter which was easily best thing about the series and one of the best new villains in the Disney era. He'll probably never be seen again unless he and his castmates finish things up in a novel or a comic. I could see that happening in theory. I don't think the Acolyte had a chance as soon as it spent that 180 million. A show with zero Star Wars icons or connection to OG Star Wars should never have expected huge viewerships. But that's not it. It's just you're making something for a completely different crowd. They should have just stuck to the script, cater to your core audience, and something that they want to watch. You know, especially because Disney Plus isn't really that expensive. So if there are just so many medias out there for us to consume that we're not gonna waste our fucking time on a trash ass show like The Acolyte. I'd rather waste my time on something else, something good, something that's gonna hold my attention, something that's captivating, and something that's, you know, it's gonna develop the characters are gonna develop over time. The story is solid. You know, it has to be somewhere decent, but this just show was just a hot garbage, and it goes where hot garbage shows go, in the trash. All right. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.